Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and it's list time again. Yay! This one's from Screen Rant. Usually are, aren't they? They're the king of lists. This one is another Star Trek one. This is 10 Star Trek actors who also appeared in Alien movies. So I'll make myself titchy tiny. We'll just get on with it, shall we? If I can find me bits and bobs. So here we go. There we go. Stick this head in the corner. So let me get rid of that. So I'm just adjusting things. There we go. There we go. You don't see my jacket hanging up there, do you, in the corner? Right, so off we go. Where have I put it? There it is. Here we go. There it is. 10 Star Trek actors. Hang on, let's make that a bit smaller so you can see it all. There we go. 10 Star Trek actors also appeared in Alien movies, as in movies about aliens, xenomorphs, all that stuff. Rachel Hulshult wrote this back in April. There she is. That's the president of the Federation in Star Trek Discovery. I don't even know who she is. Apparently she's in an Alien movie. And obviously that's Idris Elba, isn't it? Right, so off we go. 10 actors have explored the final frontier in Star Trek and faced deadly xenomorphs in the Alien franchise. Ridley Scott's Alien premiered in 1979 and remains one of the most influential science fiction horror films of all time, following Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, and the doomed crew of the Nostromo. Alien spawned numerous sequels, prequels and crossovers, including projects that are still in the works as of 2024. We're going to be getting Alien Romulus soon, and also there's a TV series, isn't there, coming. From the face hugger to the chest burster to the adult xenomorph, the team behind Alien also created some of the most iconic visuals in cinema. Star Trek has its own fair share of iconic aliens, though not even the Borg, inspired by H.R. Giger's alien designs, are quite as viscerally horrifying as those in Alien. Beginning when Star Trek the original series premiered in 1966, Star Trek became an even more expansive franchise than Alien, with a dozen TV series and 13 Star Trek movies. From the 1970s until today, every decade has seen new Star Trek and Alien projects, so it makes sense that several actors have appeared in both franchises. Right, off we go. Number 10, Brad Dourif, the great Brad Dourif, in my opinion. One of the greatest, I think he is, one of the greatest character actors ever. But here he is, there he is as crewman Suter from Star Trek Voyager. It'll tell us all this, won't it? But I want to look at the pictures. Was a betazoid, wasn't it? And also a murderer, a serial killer, who saw the error of his ways, and Tuvok helped him through meditation and stuff for him to curb his murderous urges. And he ended up, spoilers, he ended up giving his life to save the Voyager crew from the Kazon. And there he is in Alien Resurrection. Don't ask me the name of his character, but he came to a sticky end, sort of. And there he is as Suter again. And there he is again in Alien Resurrection. And there he is mind melding with Tuvok. Right, so let's see what it says. Brad Dourif only appeared in 3 episodes of Star Trek Voyager as Ensign Lon Suda. I thought he was crewman. Well, fair enough. Ensign Lon Suda. But his character made quite an impression. A Betazoid member of the Maquis, Suda suffered from violent tendencies he tried to control. Essentially, what a serial killer. But he had no outlet for them as a crew member of Voyager. In Voyager Season 2, Episode 16, Meld, Suda murdered crewman Frank Darwin and was confined to his quarters on the ship. Just reading that. Brad Dourif made Suda complex and suitably creepy. It says there, never mind. When the Kazon attacked and took over Voyager in the Star Trek Voyager 2-parter Basics, Suda helped retake the ship. Brad Dourif made Suda complex and suitably creepy, perhaps channeling some of the psychopathic traits of Dourif's Alien Resurrection character, Dr. Jonathan Gediman. Gediman was part of the science team that cloned Ellen Ripley, and he became a bit too obsessed with the xenomorphs. Kind of went to kiss one through the glass and all that, didn't it? Weird. But it was fun. It was fun in Alien. I like Alien Resurrection. I don't know why it gets all the stick it gets. I think it's good. But But it were good in... sorry, just noticed that. Star Trek. In Star Trek Voyager. Screen rant. Behave yourselves. So there we go. I'm surprised he hasn't appeared in more, to be honest, more Star Trek episodes. Because they do reuse actors, don't they? He's even been in Babylon 5, and I think he played a serial killer in that as well. I'm sure he did. Who also got help. I think he had his mind wiped, didn't he? And he went off, joined the monks, or whatever. But anyway. Number 9, Leland Orser. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, and Alien Resurrection again. Another great character actor who usually dies in the stuff I've seen him in, at least. There he is in Alien Resurrection. That's one of the Deep Space. Is that the one? Is this the one where we first get an inkling of the Dominion? This race that come through the wormhole. It'll tell us, won't it? Oh, there it is. I didn't know he played a Romulan. There we go. Didn't know that one. Oh yes, that's the episode. That's a Voyager episode, isn't it? Where he plays a hologram, doesn't he? Who murders his crew. And then he's in Enterprise. Don't remember the name of the character, but that was good. Carpenter Street, I think it was called, that Carpenter Street, where Archer and T'Pol travel back in time to present day to stop a Xindi attack, essentially. Right, see what it says. In Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 2, Episode 10, Sanctuary, Orser played a Skrian farmer named Guy, who was bonded to the Skrian representative Hanik, Deborah May. In a later episode of DS9 Season 3, I think that might have been this first inkling of the Dominion. I think they were fleeing the Dominion. I'm sure, I could be wrong, but Windgrace will tell me. In a later episode of DS9 Season 3, Episode 21, The Die is Cast. All right. Orser appeared as a changeling masquerading as Romulan Tal Shiar agent Colonel Lovok. I didn't even realise that was Leland Orser. I didn't. And I've watched that many times, that episode. That's the one where the Cardassian Obsidian Order and the Tal Shiar team up and amass a huge fleet of Keldon-class Cardassian ships and Romulan warbirds, Dideridex class, I think. They're going to essentially destroy the changeling homeworld. Obviously, all goes wrong. Orser's next Trek appearance came in Star Trek Voyager Season 4, Episode 5, Revulsion, where he portrayed Dejarin, a hologram who developed a hatred for organic life forms. Yes, he did. Murdered his crew. In his final Star Trek appearance, Orser played Loomis in a Star Trek time travel episode, Star Trek Enterprise Season 3, Episode 11, Carpenter Street. Loomis was a human blood bank worker who had been recruited by the Xindi in 2004 as part of their plan to destroy humanity. They were trying to create like a virus or something. A biogenic weapon, that's what they're trying to do. Leland Orser appeared in Alien Resurrection as Larry Purvis, a civilian who became an unwilling host to a xenomorph egg. And he got, as the film goes on, he gets more, hysterical and frantic because he's got something in his chest, an alien. Note, Leland Orser has become most known for playing unstable or even psychotic individuals, including the sadistic serial killer in 1999's The Bone Collector. So there we go. Number 8, Ron Perlman. Oh, yeah, of course. We know him, he is Hellboy, innit? But he's been in loads of stuff. Bit of an idiot in real life, it seems, but a good actor. There he is in Alien Resurrection. And there he is as the Viceroy, the Riemann Viceroy in Star Trek Nemesis. Again, a film I like, mostly. And I don't like the stick it gets. And there he is in Alien Resurrection, and there's the Viceroy. Some weird... I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. Anyway. Right, before achieving mainstream fame portraying Hellboy in Guillermo del Toro's 2 Hellboy movies, Ron Perlman appeared in Alien Resurrection as the crass mercenary Ron Jonah. Premiering in 1997, Alien Resurrection was one of the first big Hollywood films Perlman starred in. They were also in Enemy at the Gates. That were a good film. I think he were in that. I'm sure he were in that. Putting on a weird accent. I don't know who was supposed to be. I can't remember, but he had a weird accent in that. Premiering in 1990, Alien Resurrection, one of his first big Hollywood films Perlman starred in, or in which Perlman starred. Bloody hell. His Star Trek appearance came not long after, in 2002, Star Trek Nemesis, where he was physically unrecognisable as the Riemann Viceroy. Although the Viceroy is never named in Star Trek Nemesis, he serves as the second-in-command of the Riemann forces and becomes one of Praetor Shinzon's, Tom Hardy's, most trusted advisors. The Viceroy used his telepathic abilities to help Shinzon violate the mind of Counsellor Deanna Troi, Marina Sirtis. Although this contact allowed Troi to trace the Viceroy's mind later, the Viceroy is eventually killed in a one-on-one fight with Commander William Riker, Jonathan Frakes. I always wonder about the Riemanns. Let's get a picture up of the Riemanns. Because you see, they've got pointed ears, like Romulans and Vulcans. So, were they there at Remus when the Romulans arrived? Because they arrived from Vulcan like 2,000 years ago or whatever, didn't they? And were they conquered by the Romulans? Are they an offshoot? Because Remus, we learn in Nemesis, always has one side of it. It's tidally locked in it to the Romulus star, or whatever you want to call it. So one side's always in daylight, one side's always in darkness. And so are they an offshoot of the Romulans? Because the Romulans lost their telepathic abilities, didn't they? I'm sure they did. I'm sure the Romulans have no telepathic abilities, like their Vulcan cousins. But did the Riemanns regain them? I don't know. Are they related? That's what I'm trying to say. Are they related to Romulans somehow? Are they a mutation or an offshoot that evolved over thousands of years, a couple of thousand years, to survive on Remus? I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's probably in the literature somewhere. Grace, help me out again. Right, number 7, Raymond Cruz, Deep Space Nine and Alien Resurrection. I think a lot of these seem to be in Alien Resurrection, don't they? Never mind. Long before Raymond Cruz... by the way, there he is in Alien Resurrection. That must be in Deep Space Nine. That's Alien Resurrection. There he is. With Leland Orser, as you can see there. That must be in Deep... So what is this... What are you in the... is it Battle of AR? It'll tell us, won't it? It'll tell us. Yeah. Right. Yes, Siege. That's it. Siege of AR 558. Long before Raymond Cruz appeared as Tuco Salamanca in Breaking Bad. That's where I've seen him. He played human soldier Vargas in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 7, Episode 8, The Siege of AR 558, which is where... That's the episode, I think, where Nog loses his leg, doesn't he? Vargas was one of the soldiers assigned to protect the communication array on the planet known as AR-558. Vargas survived the 5-month assault until Captain Benjamin Sisko Avery Brooks arrived with reinforcements, but he was killed during the Jem'Hadar's final attempt to take the array. The Jem'Hadar, if you don't know, were the soldiers of the Dominion. In Alien Resurrection, Cruz portrayed Private First Class Vincent Vinny DeStefano, a dedicated soldier initially on the side of Dr. Mason Wren, J.E. Freeman. Wren was part of the scientific team that cloned Ellen Ripley as part of their plan to recreate the xenomorph species. After Wren tried to betray the other survivors, DeStefano switched sides. Cruz almost made it to the end of Alien Resurrection, but became the last causality, the last casualty of the xenomorph. Proofread your bloody articles, Screen Rant. Number 6, Jeanette Goldstein. Yay. Was she in? Oh, yes, she was in Generations. Yes, I remember seeing her on the bridge of the Enterprise B. There she is as Vasquez in Aliens. And there she is on the bridge of the Enterprise B. And there she is in Aliens, and Aliens again, and Aliens again. And I think that's pretty much all we saw of her in Generations. Jeanette Goldstein is best known for her role in Aliens as Private Jeanette Vasquez, a cocky marine. Was that her name, Jeanette, or did they just decide to give her actual first name? A cocky marine who is part of the team sent to investigate Hadley's Hope colony. Like her fellow marines, Vasquez questions Ripley's experience with the xenomorph on the Nostromo and believes their mission will be an easy one. Vasquez helps keep Ripley and the young survivor Newt Carryhen alive. Have they spelled that wrong? I thought it had the H. I could be wrong. Alive, although she later sacrifices herself to avoid being taken by the aliens. Jeanette Goldstein only had a small role in Star Trek Generations as a science officer on board the USS Enterprise B in the opening sequence of the film. Although Goldstein has only had minor roles in the Star Trek franchise, her Aliens character Vasquez partially inspired the character of Lieutenant Tasha Yar, Denise Crosby on Star Trek Next Generation. Is that true? Jeanette Goldstein also voiced the USS Enterprise computer in 2 episodes of Star Trek Short Treks. But I won't hold that against her because they're bloody awful. Number 5, Daniel Cash, Star Trek Discovery and Aliens. Oh, there's Spunkmeyer in Aliens. I didn't even know we were in Discovery. Let's see then. Hang on. Don't know who that is. Is that must be in Discovery? I have no idea. Yes, it is. Oh, because he's. This is in the Mirror Universe, isn't it? Because we can see that's Burnham and Giorgio. Mirror Universe is. They're playing an alien. Don't ask me. There is a Spunkmeyer again. That alien. I have no idea what episode. I don't know. Right. Daniel Cash joined the Star Trek family in Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 10, Terra Firma Part 2, with a brief appearance as Duggan, an ally of Captain Gabriel Lorca in an alternate timeline of the Mirror Universe. Cash's more memorable Star Trek appearance came in Discovery Season 4, Episode 8, All In which he plays Haz Mazzaro, the owner of the Karma Casino barge. Sorry, I'm just... an alternate timeline. I'm getting confused. With what's going on. Season 3 of Discovery, they'd already gone into the 32nd century, hadn't they? Yes, they had. I don't know. Captain Michael Burnham, Sonequa Martin Green, and Cleveland Booker, David Ayala, had dealings with Mazzaro and reached out to him when they were looking for black market isolinium. In Aliens, Cash portrayed Private Daniel Spunkmeyer. There's another one they've just given his real first name. A member of the Marine Combat Unit sent to investigate Hadley's Hope colony, Spunkmeyer served as a co-pilot on the dropship Bug Stomper before he was killed when the xenomorph stowed away on board. We actually just assume that, don't we? But it actually was killed because it crashed then, didn't it? So we presume he was killed. For all we know, he might have run away and got to safety before it blew up. For all we know, didn't see it on screen. And if you don't see it on the screen, it never happened. Right, Chayla Horsdell, Star Trek Discovery and Alien vs Predator Requiem. And that's obviously in Alien vs Predator Requiem. Is she going to be the president of the Federation? It looks like it, doesn't it? Yes, it is. Half human, half Cardassian. Right. Alien vs Predator Requiem, another one I didn't mind, and it gets a lot of stick, and people hate it, and people say, oh, it's too dark. I've never had a problem with it. I have never had a problem with that film. Yeah, it's not as good as the others, but, it's fine. I quite enjoy it. But anyway, there we go. Right. Upon arriving in the 32nd century in Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Michael Burnham and her crew begin working to aid and rebuild the United Federation of Planets. In the premiere episode of Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Chayla Horsdell's Lara Rilak is elected as the new Federation President. At odds at first, Captain Burnham and President Rilak become close allies as they fight to save the Federation from the dark matter anomaly in Star Trek Discovery Season 4. As a human Bajoran, she's got Bajoran blood as well, and Cardassian hybrid, President Rilak comes from 3 different species that have historically been on opposing sides. Lyra presents a brighter, more unified future, and her time as a top Federation ambassador prepared her well for the job of the presidency. In Alien vs Predator Requiem, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Sheila Horsdale played Darcy Benson, whose husband and son were killed by xenomorph chestbursters while on a hunting trip. Probably the best part of the film, to be honest. Because, you know, who doesn't like seeing a little kid with a chestburster coming out? Unexpected. Right, Mark Rolston, Star Trek The Next Generation, Star Trek Enterprise and Aliens. As in TNG, he played the father of, I think. Did he play the father of, no, I'm thinking of somebody else. No, he didn't. Did he play, so I'm thinking, before we get to it, I'm trying to see if I can remember. Was it the fella that, I can't remember. There was somebody that got killed. It was either him that got killed, he fell into something in the engine room. We'll get to it, I can't remember. There he is as Drake in Aliens. Yeah, him. He either died or he got somebody killed, pushed somebody into an energy beam or something. I can't remember. There's his Drake again. Oh, there's an Enterprise as a Klingon. And there's an Enterprise again. Is that the one like with the prison ship? I could be wrong. Right, anyway, it'll tell us. Right. Character actor Mark Rolston portrayed Private Mark Drake, but stop giving them their own first names in Aliens. One of the Marines sent to check on the Hadley's Hope colony. In his first, just said Private Drake. You don't have to give him the first names. I'm sure there's somewhere in the documentation of the film that's their actual names. And James Cameron and probably said, oh yeah, whatever. In his first Star Trek role, Rolston played Lieutenant Walter Pierce in Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 7, Episode 18, Eye of the Beholder. Pierce had killed his girlfriend and her lover out of jealousy while working on the USS Enterprise D, and Counsellor Troy felt empathic traces of the murder 8 years later. Oh, aye, that were it, when the Enterprise D were being built. That was it. Yes, I remember now. In Star Trek Enterprise, Season 2, Episode 17, Kanamar. Yes, that's the one with the prison ship, isn't it? I hate prison episodes. I hate them in Stargate. I hate them in Star Trek. I don't know why. They just do me head in. Rolston plays Enolian criminal Kuroda Law N. After escaping prison, Kuroda had been recaptured when he met Captain Jonathan Archer, Scott Bakula. Scott Bakula, blah. Who had been wrongly imprisoned. Archer eventually earned Kuroda's trust, which helped the captain get back to the Enterprise. Mark Rolston also appeared briefly in Enterprise Season 4, Episode 6, The Augments, as the Klingon Captain Ma. So he must have been the Klingon of the Bird of Prey. Captain of the Klingon Bird of Prey. The baddie Augments in that episode took over and stole, killed all the crew. Mark Rolston provided the voice for Portal 63 in the video game Star Trek Resurgence, which I've still not played. I got it myself for Christmas, and I keep forgetting about it. Right, number 2. Winona Ryder, of course. Star Trek 2009 and Alien Resurrection. Of course, in Alien Resurrection she played Call, and in Star Trek she played Amanda Grayson, Spock's mother. And she did quite well. But spoilers, she dies in that. Because it's a stupid film. There she is as Call. There she is as Amanda. And Call. And that's what she's going to show them in it. She's been proud of her son, Spock. Spock never got over her death. Say anything about his mother and he'll go into a rage. God, I bloody hate them films. Winona Ryder played Amanda Grayson, the human mother of Spock, Zachary Quinto, in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek 2009. In the alternate Kelvin timeline, Amanda was killed when Nero, Eric Banner, destroyed Vulcan. She actually died before that, didn't she? They tried beaming her out. They were beaming people out to safety of the Enterprise. But where she was, it all collapsed and fell in and they couldn't get a lock on her or something. And then Vulcan blew up. Because it was stupid. In Alien Resurrection, Ryder starred as Annalee Call. Well, at least they've given her a different... Winona Call. Alongside Sigourney Weaver's Ripley 8. Call kept her true identity as an Auton. Oh, is that what they're called? I thought Autons were in Doctor Who. Secret synthetics had been outlawed after a failed uprising. The Butlerian Jihad, maybe, I don't know. Call was originally meant to kill Ripley 8 before the xenomorph inside her. Technically, it'd be Ripley 9, wouldn't it? Because the original Ripley, and then there were 7 failed clones, and then the 8th one, which were in the film. Whatever. Before the xenomorph inside her could be harvested, but she arrived too late. Despite being a machine, Call felt sympathy for mankind. She was also religious, which led her to sabotage the xenomorph breeding program. One of the few characters to make it out of an alien movie alive, Call apparently achieved her goal, destroying the xenomorphs and making it to Earth in one piece. And number 1, Idris Elba, Star Trek Beyond, and Prometheus. There he is in Prometheus as the captain of the Prometheus. Played a good part. And there he is. I've forgotten his names. It'll tell us in the thing, won't it? But it was the captain of the of a starship, an NX class starship, but the ones that came before the NX-01s. It were a warp 4 starship. I can't remember the name of it. It'll tell us. There is in Prometheus. There is in Star Trek Beyond as the captain. They got trapped on a planet. Right, so here we go. As revealed in Star Trek Beyond, Idris Elba's Crawl had formerly been a Federation soldier and Starfleet officer by the name of Captain Balthazar M. Edison. That's it. It was a Mako officer, wasn't it? Then joined when Makos were disbanded. I think when the Federation were formed, he became a starship captain. When Edison's ship, the USS Franklin, a Warp 4 starship, crash landed on a distant planet with a bridge window. God, I bloody hate bridge windows. But anyway. He found alien technology that allowed him to siphon energy from others to prolong his own life and essentially turned him into an alien. I don't know why. Also changed his language as well. Apart from that, Star Trek Beyond is the best of the J.J. Abrams produced Star Trek films. But it does have problems. Edison grew to hate the Federation and he became so mutated that he no longer appeared human and he became Crawl. Note, Crawl's search for a powerful alien weapon eventually brought him into conflict with Captain James T. Kirk, who succeeded in killing him. Spoilers. But it did destroy the Enterprise. Before taking on the role of the villainous Crawl in Star Trek Beyond, Idris Elba portrayed Jalek, the captain of the scientific vessel Prometheus in 2012's alien prequel Prometheus. Jalek eventually sacrificed himself and his ship to prevent the mysterious engineers from destroying humanity. He basically crashed the Prometheus into the what they call, don't know what they call them, the horseshoe-shaped ships, to stop it escaping. Whether they are exploring strange new worlds in Star Trek or trying not to get eaten by a xenomorph alien, several actors have left their mark on 2 of science fiction's biggest franchises. So there we go. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is on Paramount Plus and Voyager and Next Generation, Enterprise, Discovery, all the films, blah blah blah. And Star Trek Generations is streaming on Max. Is it not on Paramount Plus? How bizarre. But there we go. So there we go. An interesting list. All Star Trek actors that appeared in Alien in some one form or another. There's got to be others, haven't there? Surely. Surely. There's got to be. Anyway, there we go. We'll leave it at that. So, thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see you there.